Go ahead.
Thank you, Jen. To follow up on that, Zelensky and other Ukrainian officials have made so clear that what they believe they need the most is more warplanes and fighter jets. So why is the U.S. assessing something different? Why does the U.S. believe they know better what Ukraine needs than what Ukrainian officials are saying they need the most?
Well, we have one of the best militaries in the world. I would note just some factual details here. The Ukrainian Air Force has several squadrons of fully mission-capable aircraft. And although Russian air capabilities are significant, their effectiveness has been limited due to the Ukrainian strategic, operational, and tactical ground-based and air defense systems, which the United States has provided the vast majority of. So what we're talking about here is what is most effective in combating and fighting the type of war the Russians are fighting. We've talked a little bit about the attack on near the Polish border. That would not have been stopped by airplanes. That type of attack is stopped by exactly the type of assistance we've provided.
Okay, so it's a combination of impact as well as potential risks that the administration has decided no on the war.
Exactly. And the fact that the Air Force has several squadrons of fully mission-capable aircraft, the $1.2 billion in military assistance that we've provided has provided exactly the type of capabilities that have helped them fight back and push back effectively and courageously against the inbound attacks from the Russian military. And as you also noted, Weijia, the risk associated is also something that our U.S. military would assess as part of their analysis.
Thanks. And then to follow up on Mary's question, how does the U.S. define a Russian incursion or invasion into NATO territory?
That's a conversation we have with our NATO partners and allies.
So as an example, there are reports that a Russian drone made its way into Polish airspace before going back to Ukraine and being shot down. Does a drone into Poland count as an invasion into Russia?
Again, Weijia, what happens here, it's not that NATO countries just respond on their own. If there is an attack or that is considered by NATO leadership and by NATO countries to be to meet that bar, then there's a discussion among NATO partners about how to respond. But it's not in anyone's interest to get into an escalatory war with Russia.
Got it. And one more on the sanctions that were imposed today by Russia against yourself, President Biden, other top U.S. officials. Do you have a response to that? And how will it impact any of you, if at all?
Sure. I would first note that President Biden is a junior. So they may have sanctioned his dad. May he rest in peace. The second piece I would say is that won't surprise any of you that none of us are planning tourist trips to Russia. None of us have bank accounts that we won't be able to access, so we will forge ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thanks, Jen. Following up on the drone question from Weijia, the Soviet-era drone that flew over 3 NATO member states on Friday and then crashed into Croatia, has it been determined whether that was a Russian drone or a Ukrainian drone? And how do you measure, similar to what she was asking, how do you measure, what elicits a response?
Well, for the second part of your question, Jackie, good question. It is a conversation that happens between NATO allies and partners, not a decision that's made by one country. In terms of the first part, I don't have any details that I can outline for you from here.
And then what can make of...
As we continue to listen in live here during the White House press briefing, I'm going to send some viewers off to a 2-minute break as reporters continue to ask questions. You'll be right back here in this press briefing when you return.
Russia evade sanctions when it comes to